Are you not vibing with job boards anymore? This episode is your permission slip to get a little weird and also deeply aligned with your job search strategy. You know that phrase, that saying, it's so crazy, it might just work? Well, that is exactly what this episode and the strategies we're going to talk about today. Welcome to your Career Oasis. I am your host, Karin, your career and badassery coach. And if you like this episode or want to know more about human design, subscribe to this channel, subscribe to the pod, leave a comment. I would absolutely love to hear from you and hear what's going on for you. What's the challenge for you in your job search? Let's talk about it. Before diving in, I really want to share the inspiration that came to me to create these bold and unhinged strategies for each human design type. First of all, I spend a lot of time on LinkedIn, and on LinkedIn, if you were there, you see a lot of posts that say things like, I've applied for 1,000 jobs and not gotten an interview. The fact is, there are folks out there who are really struggling in their job search, in their career transition, in finding their next move. And I often, when I see those posts, I have a lot of thoughts. I have a different post about that. But one of the things I think is it's time to shake it up. It's time. If you applied for 1,000 jobs and you have not gotten an interview, it is time to make a bold move. It is time to bring in some new energy and shift the energy of your job search. When you shift the energy and you do a pattern interrupt on that process, the universe is going to respond in kind. Okay, so it is time, if you are in that position where you've applied for a lot, you're just not gaining traction in your process, it is time to get more bold. I talk a lot on this channel about human design because learning my human design has been so freeing for me. It has given me a lot of understanding of why some roles I've had in the past and some tracks I've taken did not necessarily go real well. I experienced a lot of resistance. And so one of the things that human design does in your job search and understanding your human design, I should say, is that it helps you see yourself, your strengths. It helps you know what's going to work for you. It also helps you explain the resistance you might be facing in your search, in your process. And so this episode is also about human design types at a high level, but getting like a bit more bold with it, because in a market where it is hard to stand out, which this is May or June now, 2025, it is hard to stand out in some fields. It's hard to stand out. So that means you have to try to stand out. How do you do that? You get more bold. You do the things that other folks are not doing or are not willing to do. So this session right here is going to get bold, get a little unhinged, and share with you, based on your human design type, a strategy that will completely shift the energy of your job search. We are going to start with projectors. So the life strategy for projectors is to wait for the invitation. And the job search strategy for projectors, which I talk about in a different episode, I'll link it in the notes. But the job search strategy is to be highly visible. And so my bold move for projectors is to stand on a little street corner with a sign that says, my superpower is, fill in the blank, let me use it to help your team win. You're going to stand out there with the sign and you're going to have a stack of resumes, beautifully written resumes, actual paper. And on that resume, I want you to also have a QR code that links to a 60-second video of your elevator pitch. So the reason that this will work for a projector is because I'm a projector, so I say we. The reason this will work is because you're being highly visible, right? First of all, you're being visible. And the right people will notice you and will notice your brilliance, will notice what you're doing, and will stop to talk to you and will take that resume. The people who recognize you, that is the key for projectors, is that people need to recognize they need to recognize our willness. They need to recognize us and what it is that we can do. And so by being highly visible, you're giving them the opportunity to do that. This is the bold move for projectors. Next, we're going to talk about generators. So generators, high level reminder, the life strategy for a generator is to respond to external stimuli, to what's going on in life. The job search strategy is to focus on what lights you up, because generators, you have that sacral response. And so in job search, pay really, really, really close attention to that. Not just in job search, but all the time. You should be paying attention to it, but really focus on what is lighting you up. So the bold move for generators, remembering you have this internal sacral battery, right? You have a battery that just gives you a lot of energy. And when you are lit up and you are having fun, you are magnetic. So here's your bold move, generators. Create a TikTok series rating job descriptions like reality TV contestants. So we all know those job descriptions out there. There's so many that have like coded language in them. So call them out. An example, today's red flag, we're a fast-paced environment. What that translates to is you'll cry before lunch. Bring some humor in it, get a little bold with it, and just have fun. Because this is why this will work for generators, is because generators, you attract when you are lit up, when you are having fun. That is when you are magnetic. And your sacral response to job descriptions and using humor in that way, that's going to magnetize those better opportunities to you, because you're just using your response. When you see something that makes your eyes roll, that's you putting yourself out there, right? That's you responding to something that was out there, but in a way that is funny and can gather attention. Next up, we have our manifesting generators. Again, the life strategy for manifesting generators, which are a sub type of generators, is to respond. So it's similar to generators. You want to respond to external stimuli. The job search strategy for manifesting generators is a little different. It is to embrace your unconventional path. Manifesting generators are often told they're all over the place, or they feel pressured to choose a path and just go. That is not what you were here for, manifesting generators. So embrace the unconventional path. If it's windy, embrace it. The bold move for manifesting generators is to apply to 12 jobs in 12 completely different industries in one day. And then I want you to vlog the process. So videotape yourself, record it, put it in your stories on social, whatever it might be. Do that in real time, just like it's an experiment. And then share this out on all your socials. You could title this something like A Day in the Life of a Career Chameleon. Will I be a DJ, a UX designer, or maybe a wellness coach? The reason that this works for manifesting generators is because you thrive in variety. And so this is going to show off your range, and it moves the energy instead of staying stuck. It's a bold move, and it could be really fun. And again, similar to generators, it's important for manifesting generators to note that you will also magnetize when you are lit up, when you are having fun. That's an important piece. So if you're having fun with it, that's going to help you get opportunities to come to you. Next are our manifestors. The life strategy of a manifestor is to inform before taking action. And the job search strategy is to initiate, and really is just to make shit happen. So manifestors, you are here to initiate. Before you initiate, you just want to let people know that that's what you're about to do. You're not asking for permission. You're simply letting them know. So here's what I want you to do. The bold move for manifestors is to cold email a CEO of the dream company with the subject line, "You need me, here's why." And then I want you to, in that email, document your entire vision for their team as though you already are on payroll. The reason that this will work for manifestors is that you are here to initiate big energy. So inform first by starting your email with, "I'm reaching out because I have a vision for your team." That's your inform here. And then you just go with it, okay? Informing will soften the edge just enough. And then you share the vision. You are here to initiate, to create things. So create that role on the team, at the company that you want to work at. And then for the fifth type are reflectors. So reflectors, reminder, your life strategy is adhering to the lunar cycle, which is 28 days. And the job search strategy is giving yourself time and variety for the vibe checking you need to constantly do. So the bold move for reflectors is to host a full moon job search ceremony. Do it on the full moon, burn old resumes, call in a new job aligned with your soul. As a bonus, in really embracing and leaning into the lunar cycle, consider only sending your resume in or applying cold during certain moon phases, and make HR adjust to your cycle rather than you going after with just the normal societal cycle. Remember, reflectors, you are very connected with the lunar cycle, and you need to be vibe checking all the time. And so really leaning into that lunar cycle feels really different from what job search normally would be for folks, but that is your design. That's how you're going to, leaning into that strategy is how you're going to experience less resistance. And this will work for reflectors, because what looks like woo, I recognize that there's people out there that are like, Karin, you've lost it. But what looks like woo is actually just a bioenergetic alignment. That is your alignment as reflectors, okay? This is also going to make you really memorable. And so it's something that, again, in a market where it's hard to stand out, you have to try to stand out. If you are wondering how human design can guide you in your career transition, we should talk. Just drop me a DM on any of the socials or a comment in, in the pod or on YouTube, whatever you use the most, and let's explore that together. This session was on bold moves for each human design type to really shake up the energy. Because if you're feeling stagnant energy, you've got to, regardless of your type, you've got to do something different. You've got to change it. You've got to shake it up. You have to let the universe know that you're going to put different energy out so that different energy can come to you. So DM me, let me know what you think in the comments. I would love to hear. And if you actually do this, I would send me the link. If you are a generator and you start a TikTok to share job listing ridiculousness, send me the link because I truly want to follow along. And if you are looking for a career oasis in the job search desert, check out Your Career Oasis job search community, where we help you catch your breath, find your fire, and make your move. It's a space where we always focus on the human behind the job search. We bring in holistic job search practices, including mind-body practices to help keep you resilient through the ups and downs of job search, as well as the actual hard strategy for how you're going to land that next role. And we bring in a lot of elements of human design so that you can remember yourself better. So if that is something that you would love to know more about, just drop me a DM. We can chat.